Hi, I'd like to discuss this thorny subject of monostatos in the magic flute. I read a few insights about it last night and I was thinking about the part because I so much love the magic flute. I love Mozart and his great dollop of talent that he displays on paper, on stage, how many hundreds of years down the line. Wherever you go, you'll find people recognizing that Mozart is such an influence on anybody's mind, whether they are students, whether they are mental health patients, emotionally fragile people. Mozart and his music will do wonders. And there is this very difficult item about the role of Monostatos in his magic flute. And I personally, although I've never actually seen a black man, a black actor, singer, portraying Monostatos in that terribly difficult subject that is Monostatos, the black man in the opera. It's a very good opera, and Pamina has been sung by Kathleen Battle in the past, and not many black ladies have sung Pamina, not in a fully stage opera. Although the arias for Pamina are really, really stunning, I haven't seen many black leading ladies in the magic flute on stage. The story is Monostatos tries, I think twice, to rape Pamina. He's a violent thug, he's a lot of prejudices, a lot of nasty characters thrown at black people throughout history. And nowadays, of course, there is a lot of careful, politically correct steps taken around this character. People are unblackening him, people are doing half black, half white Monostatos, people are putting white Monostatos, people are transforming the lyrics. I heard that the English National Opera had done something a bit unprecedented when they actually changed the lyrics, the libretto, which depicted him as an ugly black Moor. They changed it to "I'm ugly because I'm hairy," and they made him very hairy, and they made him really ashamed of his hairiness. It's an endless discussion. I don't have a straight opinion even about Monostatos because, as I said, I really love Mozart. There is nothing to change my opinion about the magic flute or about Mozart. I love the Pamina arias, and I even love the way Monostatos is so well written in music, okay? And of course, people will debate that Mozart knew the libretto was a bit racially prejudiced and he composed for it. Is Mozart a racist? Was Mozart a racist? We don't know. I don't know, actually. I don't know if I care to know. But the composition, the pieces written for Monostatos are fantastic, and I hate to upset some people. Obviously I'm black, but I have my opinion, and I think, I could be wrong, but when I listen to Monostatos' part musically, I actually hear a lot of compassion towards the person. I hear a good writer will do that. A good writer will do it even towards a bad character, will have some kind, as well as a good actor, for instance, will analyze the character and go into his veins and into his passions and in his history and learn his background instead of just depicting a nasty character. He will paint compassion and contours, and he will analyze the character and sculpt depths into his character, into his music. an actor like Kathy Bates will paint the worst murderers with a lot of tenderness. She will go into why the person is like that. And I think Mozart, when you listen to Monostatos, I'm not sure if he's just doing it as a great artist, is what I'm trying to say, sculpting as he would anybody. Either he's doing it like that, or either he's also seeing a human being which he actually relates to. I see a lot of relating. I hear a lot of humanity in Monostatos. And I see somebody like Mozart going into his components and coming near to his chest, listening to his heartbeat to be able to paint it. This is Mozart. Either it's purely his talent or he's really identifying a bit to the character because of artistic stuff, or because he's also compassionate towards him, black or white. I don't know, but I see that. I feel I hear a lot of sensitivity towards that person. And the other thing about Monostatos, every time I listen to Monostatos, all I can think of is this amount of painful truth there is in not the actual statement that I'm ugly, I'm unloved, and I hate myself, I'm ugly, I can't stand myself, and I am ugly, and that's it. I hear a lot of truth, horrible truth, about not the actual nature of black people, but the way a lot of black people around the world will feel about themselves. This is how I read Monostatos every time, and I'm not saying I know what motivation there was behind the character, but behind writing this character, musically or lyrically. I'm just stunned by the amount of truth and reflection there is in this saying that the black man doesn't feel pretty, he doesn't feel beautiful. And look around, and in India, how the dark-skinned Indian women bleach their skin. Because if they don't bleach their skin enough, they're not candidates enough for marriage. I'm not making this up. I read it and I was shocked because I've got some Indian blood. And I was shocked that actually in India, it is the same thing about dark skin. If you lighter skin, you're more likely to get married as a woman. Jamaican bleachers in London, in Jamaica, Nigerian women bleaching their skin, black women putting blonde wigs on whether it suits them or not, and Negroid hair, Afro-Caribbean hair is difficult to manage. I wear wigs, but I don't understand this thing about having to have blonde hair and silky blonde hair. That is just caricatural. I remember in the 80s and 90s, a lot of European makeup artists wanted to make Japanese women look European. That was the thing to do. And now it's probably a bit the same in some quarters, but it's changed a lot. But I remember that they tried to hide the hood over the eye. They tried to make the eye look European. When I was growing up, there were a lot of stigma around having kinky hair, having frizzy hair. All the boys, the black boys and the white boys in Martinique wanted to date, not date, when you were a kid, you fancied the white girl. That's what the little boys did. You wanted to go out with the white boy. You wanted to go out with the white girl. It's still very present. Every time I hear Monostatos, all I can hear is really the message. A lot of black women, a lot of black men in their status pattern about their self-confidence, the way they act towards their identity and their pride, and the lack of sustenance when it comes to I am beautiful and I'm standing for myself. They don't necessarily want to be white, but they're not confident enough to go out as black people. Why is that? Why is that? Because they're ugly? No. Because they don't have intelligence? No. Because they're lazy? No. Look around the fashion scene. Every designer is sending that same monostatos statement. The black man is ugly, is never going to be loved by the white woman. Look around on every catwalk and tell me why it takes 2014 for, I don't know, Prada or wherever to hire their first black model. It's the same thing that Monostatos is saying. And Monostatos was like back in Mozart time. Now how many centuries have gone and every modeling agency, Oscar ceremony is sending that Monostatos message. So is this the worst that could be pointed at? This Monostatos character that was painted centuries ago. It's full of venomous truth about how people view themselves as black people, even to this day, and how a lot of white societies view black people as potential employees, as potential lovers, as potential mates, long-lasting relationships. It's all right to be in bed with them, but are they good enough? Are they good-looking enough to stay with them forever? To stay with them for 6 months? To go out with them? Every one of them is saying the same thing Monostatos was saying out loud by their behavior. So, condemn Mozart, condemn his librettist, but look around. The same thing is being said every day. How many times have I applied for an admin job? Equal opportunities forms did me in. No interviews. It doesn't matter how talented I am. How many times applying for dance jobs? Advertising billboards. How many times do you see a black girl? Every so often now you see more black girls. But hey, it's still the same. The black man is not good looking enough. And then of course there's a violent stigma. It's going to go around and rape people. I mean, that's just right there in the 1950s America, but it's still happening. So Monostatos is really painting some prejudice that is so prevalent within not just white society's prejudice and white minds, if I can call it that. White employers, societies refuse black people within, even if they're allowed in pubs and on buses now. There's still this stigma, and that's the monostatos complex, as far as I'm concerned. And this is also in the mind of black people to this day. There's still a monostatos in every single one of us, whether we realize it or not, black or white. And we have to watch that monostatos. We have to learn from monostatos. We have to recognize the troubles in society via monostatos, as far as I'm concerned. In the meantime, carry on, keep on listening to Mozart. I wouldn't blame the man. He's a lovely bloke. I don't know if you like me personally, but I love Mozart. Anyway, we could go on about how so-called black music, rap and stuff, represent black men and black women, and how they have to justify themselves by being hookers and pimps. Well, that's much better. Yeah, that's still a monostatos, a reincarnation as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, they're still behaving like monostatos. They have to show their asses to show that they're beautiful. Yeah, they can do stuff that the white woman won't do. Because I'm hot and I'm a bit like a hooker. You can have me doing this and this. I can pleasure you. Great. It's not any better than Monostatos and the magic flute. Is it? That's just a little thought for today. I'm gonna try and do a better essay about it. But I just wanted to drop this line quickly before I went back to Sainsbury's and bought myself more donuts. It's freezing. Goodbye.